Yeah, I think I agree. I think the sensual, slow.
It just makes it seem like it needs to be private straight away. Like, I can't
Yeah.
tell people about this. Whereas if you're fucking smashing like a gibbon, like, I'm going to tell everyone. Yeah, like big looping arms. Like you're that guy trying to find some stability in mud, just fucking.
So I was at Rasheen's mum's funeral the other day, and when we arrived, there was this old man who was not sitting down, which to me was already alarming. I was kind of like, I offer my seat to an old person like all the time. I'm just a nice guy like that.
Yeah. I say stuff like that as well.
Yeah, but I do genuinely do it sometimes. But yeah, this guy was like, he was stood up. Like when we got there was loads of people already there, and I could see him already. I was like, why is he stood up next to a seat? I thought, just sit down. That was already going on in my head. And then we made our way over to the front row, because obviously I was with Rasheen and a sister and a brother, blah, blah. So we all then sat down, and then he then stood up for a bit, and I was like, oh, is he going to take a seat? Because there wasn't an empty seat right there. And then he then walked forward and stood right in front of me and stood right next to the woman doing like the procession, the thing. I don't know what you want to call it. The woman
The show?
the show.
The performance?
Yeah, she was the one reading the shit.
Right, okay.
She was reading the shit to introduce the people who are reading their shit. That person.
Yeah. MC.
The hired one. Not the family.
Like a sex worker?
No.
Oh.
Stop it. So then this old guy stood behind her, and he was like old as shit. And this floor...
This in front of everyone?
Yeah!
Right, so everyone's sat facing one direction.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are two people facing back at
And
you.
he had a really baggy beanie on. It was really baggy. And
How
like,
behind her was he stood? Like he was trying to hide?
Oh, like a shadow. No, like a shadow. Like
laid down?
like here's her face,
Yeah.
and then there's his. Well, wait,
Oh, so he's like looking
there's
like...
her face, and then his face is like here.
So he's hiding behind her and he's just got his head sort of peering
And
around
he's
her
got
shoulder.
a walking stick, and he keeps stabbing it in the ground
Right,
because
okay.
it's like a pointy walking stick. So he's like stabbing it in the ground, and then like dog. And he's old as fuck, so he's like swaying and shit. And I'm just taking this guy in, and I'm like, this is a lot. Like, is he okay? And I kept thinking, like, just sit down, and kept trying to like, I don't know. I was just watching him.
So there's like a stage area that this woman stood on that he's
No, because
stood behind her.
there was a field burial. Like a,
Right, okay. But like if there were a stage, everyone's facing one way, two people are facing back at you, and one of them is a guy that no one knows why he's there.
I didn't.
Okay.
There's a twist coming. So I'm just looking, like, she's saying loads of stuff, and I'm just looking at this guy, just watching him stab the ground, shaking and shit, and I'm like, this guy's not good. He needs to sit down. I kept on thinking this over and over, just sit the fuck down. And then she then said, we have a very special guest today. This is retired, not priest. No, he's not a priest because he had a wife. The other one, the other church, the one that lets you have a wife.
Father? What?
My uncle's
Reverend.
One, my uncle's one. Reverend, yeah. Yeah, Reverend. So she was like, this is retired Reverend, I can't remember his name, who baptized Nat and Rasheen. And Wendy and Rasheen's dad used to go to that church for a long time. So they knew him, and he knew them.
All right.
So there's the twist. So he was the Reverend. And then basically, Wendy kind of floated through religions, so she was a bit pagan and a bit, whatever that is, Christian, I guess.
Yeah.
So to cover all ground, they did both, basically, because they didn't know quite what she believed in the end. So
Right, okay.
they did a pagan part, and then he did the last rites part.
What's the last rites?
The classic. As I walk through the valley, shadow of death, I fear no...
They use Coolio lyrics. That's mental if they do.
Shut up.
We're sending
You
them
knew
off.
what the last rites were.
No, I don't actually. I didn't know that's what that was
That's
called.
what it is. Not the like as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I can't remember.
I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Kanye West you could go into, couldn't you, as well? Top floor of the... No, that's not what it
I
says.
look at my life and realise I got nothing left. It's not that.
That'd be amazing.
I swear that's how it starts. I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and then there's like some other bits. Fear no evil. I don't know. Maybe that isn't the last rites. Maybe it's something else.
I didn't even know that was called Last
Kingdom
Rites.
come, thy will be done.
No, that's...
as on earth in...
That's
give us
the
our
Lord's
daily
Prayer.
bread. Oh, is it that?
That's the Lord's
what he
Prayer.
read.
Oh, I reckon I could probably get a lot of the Lord's Prayer out.
Go on, then do it.
Our Father who art in heaven,
Yeah,
hallowed
this
be
one.
thy
That's
name.
what he read.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done,
done.
as on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Trespassing against us. And forgive those that trespass against us. There's a bit in the middle of that. Give us our daily bread. Lift the hose pipe ban and give us a Solero for the summer. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
Trespasses against us. Bits and pieces.
Yeah, so he read that.
Did he know it better than I did? Or? We're sending him off now to Gangster's Paradise.
Which I thought, right, so there's another twist in this, right? There's another twist coming.
You're not supposed to tell people twists are coming.
Shit, sorry. So he read this weird kind of windy speech about God and stuff.
The whole time just stabbing the ground as well.
He kept stabbing, yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Kier, he didn't start speaking and suddenly become stable. He was still disabled.
He stands up, throws the stick to the side.
I will speak about God now.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Without my cane. No. So, yeah, he did a general speech, and then he went to read the Lord's Prayer. And he didn't have a Bible, so it was written in the funeral brochure thing.
Funeral brochure.
I don't know what you call it.
You got all the names.
What do you call it?
Pamphlet. I don't know. That's the same.
Yeah, what's the word for it? Leaflet?
Program.
Maybe. No, that's correct. The funeral program. It was written in there. And so he literally went, so I'm now going to read the Lord's Prayer. And this was the end of his thing. And then it was pissing it down. Like, pissing it. And he didn't have his Bible with him. So you had to find the page, and all of it had got wet. So it was like it was a good 30 seconds of him thumbing it, trying to do it. And everyone was kind of like just stood there, just like, and eventually then just went, oh, fuck it. And then started doing it, and everyone started, and then at the end he just totally went off.
Started saying the stuff I was saying.
No, just totally detoured.
How hard?
Do it again.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven.
Yep.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And then he went off to something else. I honestly don't know what he said after that, but I heard people who knew it kept whispering, because he was like, everyone join me if you want to. And
everyone does the same thing.
There was people behind me whispering it, and then he started saying something else, and I heard the whisper behind me, and I was going, yeah, that's right. That's not right. And he just said something else. And it was like the last two lines, he just said something completely off, and then just went, amen.
I love it when he just starts going into like other Coolio lyrics. It ends like with the Keenan and Kel thing. And at the end he just goes, oh, here it goes.
So the twist here, right, is that this guy looked about, I would have put him at maybe between 78 and 85. He was 95.
So he's looking good then.
So yeah, he looked good, but he was old as balls, which is why when I learned this, I was like, okay, that makes more sense. Because at first I was like, this was your job for like your whole life.
Yeah, and they say it
I'd remember that shit.
every Sunday.
Yeah.
He probably says it.
But obviously he's old. His brain is deteriorated.
Yeah, and so's his body by the sounds of it.
Fucked. Couldn't stand.
And the rain probably didn't help him either.
So this is what leads me to the actual story that I've been trying to tell. Is that once he had finished, he then stood there, he then backed away. The other woman came back and then started continuing the ceremony. And then he was doing the whole sway thing. And then Rasheen then went like, oh, give me a seat. And I was like, yeah, I've been wanting to give him a seat the whole time. So she was like, go on. And both of them laughed at this. I then went, you all right, mate? You know the thing you just... Like, she was still speaking. Like, the funeral was still happening, and I just went, you all right, mate? Because I just didn't know what... I didn't want to just be like, hello, nice to meet you. I just went, you all right, mate? And then just, do you want to sit down?
Imagine if you just answered the question, just thought you were all right, sick cunt. You all right, mate? Yeah, I'm fine, but I'm kind of in the middle of something.
I said it, and then both Rasheen and Nat were so I could hear them sniggering behind me, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Because I just knew straight away.
Well, now it sounds like you're going to ask him something worse.
That was real good, that.
I like the way you stab the ground.
So I said, "You all right, mate? Do you want my seat? Please take my seat." And he went, "Yes." So
Thank God.
yeah, somebody's offered me a seat. My prayers have been answered.
He sits down, just starts stabbing the ground, sat there.
So then I offer him my seat, and then he then instantly goes, "Can you give me a hand?" And I just go, yeah. So I stand up and then start to give him a hand, at which point the woman then stops the ceremony and just goes, "We'll wait for, Reverend to take his seat," because he was like fumbling everywhere. And he was like, hold this bit of me.
Just attaches a prosthetic leg. Take this.
No, his exact words were, I think it was, "My left hip isn't good, so get on my right side." And I was like, okay. So I had to get on his right side.
You do want to be on the right side of a reverend as
And I
well.
had to then help him to his seat, got him in his seat, and then the ceremony could continue. But the all right mate, when I said "you all right mate," she continued the ceremony, and then it all stopped, and everyone was just watching me help this old man across this like muddy verge, uneven ground, with him just being, and it was just so awkward. And then ceremony finishes, everything's done, everyone's leaving. I was just kind of letting Rasheen mingle, so I just like stood to the side just because I felt a bit awkward.
Well, you got your new mate, haven't you? So someone to talk to.
No. He was on that side.
Oh.
I was stood with Rasheen's friends, basically, talking to them. And then I see him approaching, and like basically there's the uneven, muddy, grassy
I hope this
area.
is going the way I think it's going to.
There's an uneven. It's not. Trust me, it's not. There's this uneven, muddy, grassy area, and then there's like this steep drop to the gravel pathway. I'm stood on the gravel pathway, and I've watched multiple people like not slip, but like do a little ooh, and then like go down that little bit.
Yeah.
And a few older people, I bet, "Oh, give me a hand, like I'll help you down," that kind of thing. I see him coming, I'm like, a hand's not going to help this cunt. I need to get up there with him. So I see him coming, and I go, "I'll give you a hand again, man." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I appreciate that." So then as he's getting to it, I think I do the same thing. I then I get 1 foot on, 1 foot down on the gravel.
Yeah.
And then I come up on his good side, can't remember which one it was, and then like fully helped him down. And then as he's coming down, he gets 1 foot, and then he slams the other foot on my little toe and keeps it there. And I'm just stood looking at him, and he's going, "Thank you so much for helping me today." And I'm going, and I don't even say anything. I just go, "You stood on my toe." And he just goes, "Yeah, thank you so much. How did you know when you stood on my toe?" Yeah. And he just keeps on going over and over some of the. "How did you know Wendy?" "Oh, yeah, I'm Rasheen's partner." "You stood on my toe." Still stood on my toe. And I honestly said it 4 times, and because obviously old, couldn't hear the fucking word I was saying. But I was just like, and he was like, his heel was on my little toe like that, just on it.
Just pinching it into
Yeah,
the
and I was
ground.
just like, just stood on my toe. I just kept on saying it, and I just eventually, it was a good, honestly, 35 seconds of him just like on this toe, and me going, "Yep, stood on my toe. Can you get off my toe?" Did just one ear out the other. It's truly awful. And then he got off my toe. I turned around, and all of Rasheen's friends had seen this, and were just like laughing at me because they heard me going, "You stood on my toe. You stood on my toe. Please get off my fucking toe." It was so painful.
Imagine if he just stepped on your foot and you're just like, "Jesus Christ! What the hell are you doing?"
I don't have time to perform an exorcism.
Now he sounds like he's drunk as well. Get out of my way. No pictures. I don't do pictures anymore. What shoes were you wearing when he did this?
Pine greens.
Oh, at least they were going to wipe clean then.
Oh, clean. Yeah, they were nice and clean.
Get that priest
But I
foot
did
off
look
you.
down and was like, "Oh, it's right in the toe box. God damn it."
Just a perfect crease.
But they're covered in mud anyway. I wore them on purpose. I didn't wear these because the colour scheme was green.
Oh, right.
At the funeral. So I did look at these and went, these are nice. But then I went, no.
You don't know. Could be a reverend there willing to step on people's feet. So,
Well, no, I just knew it was going to rain. And it was in a field.
you do have to be prepared for reverend's feet. That's one of my wise words. I always say that.
Just get it on a t-shirt.
I was thinking about that.
Always be prepared for Reverend's feet.
Yeah.
Reverend's feet.
Reverend I.
What's the plural of reverends?
Well, reverends is probably a plural.
Reverend's feet.
Lots of reverends. There's not many situations where you're going to need to use that.
Yeah.
There's a stampede of reverend.
Is it a murder? A murder of reverends. There's a murder of reverends approaching.
They got their stabby sticks with them. Just holding it like a reaper. He sounds like a cool guy.
He was pretty cool, yeah.
I mean, all of your interactions with him have been pretty cool.
Yep.
Pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Get out of my fucking chair!
He didn't say that.
Just kept shouting, no pictures to everyone. That is amazing, though, they did that for how many decades and doesn't know, like, the most fundamental prayer.
I did think that, but then I found out he was 95, and I was like, okay, he's old as fuck.
But if there's anything that's going to have stuck in his head,
surely
he
remembered 90% of it. I think that's pretty good going. Let's see how much you remember when you're 90. You can't remember shit.
Yeah, but when I'm 90, I'll be really good.
How old are you? 34?
33.
33, and you don't remember shit now.
Yeah.
If you make it to 95, which is unlikely, highly unlikely, I would say, actually. If I was a betting man, I'd say you're not going to reach 95.
Why do you think that?
Just everything.
Yes, there isn't actually an
aspect.
aspect.
Have you got anything to counteract that?
I did go for a walk earlier.
Okay.
So that's
How's your
good.
chicken and chips going this week?
I hadn't actually had as much chicken and chips.
As much.
It's
Thursday.
I've had it a couple times.
Between Monday and Thursday. So you've had two?
I think 2.
2 lots of chicken and chips.
It's good stuff.
I'm not disputing that. It's the best stuff.
And
It
it's
is
sweet
literally the
potato
best
fries.
stuff.
It's good shit.
What was the other meals?
I honestly don't know. I can't remember.
Just blank out the healthy ones.
I had a salad earlier. That's good, isn't it?
But what are you having tonight?
I'm already eating. I've already eaten.
Oh, you had a salad.
I had a salad at lunch, and then I got a chicken peri-peri wrap on the way here.
Okay. Yeah.
From the old Coop co-op.
Coop. Oh.
Yeah.
Got excited then. Thought
The
there
cooperative.
was a new chicken spot called Coop, which
Well,
would make a lot of sense.
Oh, that is a good name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come down to the Coop. We sell chicken shit.
Well, just chicken would.
Chicken
and shit.
Chicken and shit. That's actually a good name for a chicken restaurant.
It is, yeah, the Coop, yeah. Sounds kind of cozy. The Coop.
We have to cut this out because we have to go set this up.
Yeah, it does sound like we should. It's probably already a thing.
It's got to be in it.
Somewhere in America is called the Coop. 100%.
It is a good name. That was delicious.
You got any funny funeral stories? Anything funny ever happened at a funeral?
I almost dropped my great nan.
You almost dropped her.
Yeah.
Was she dead or were you like...
No, she was already dead. Like, it wasn't going to be. I just punched her dead body. Got to come to the casket and just say any last words, anything you want to get off your chest. Bang! Light the candle! That's what you get! Give me back my son! No, nothing like that. I had the great honour of carrying her.
Yep.
Which would have been a lot more of an honour if she had died of like a wasting disease. Because she was heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like super heavy.
Yeah.
And they made it out of heavy wood as well. Which I thought was probably going to get recycled. Surely they put them in that and then they don't put the whole thing into a cremation.
Coffins?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Surely they just like scrape the person out and...
They should do that.
I'd assume they did.
Yeah, they should just bury them in... Well, they should just cremate them in just like their selves.
Yeah.
It would be better to like... But then when you go to a funeral home, they don't offer you second-hand coffins. It's always...
No, that would be good though.
But that would be good. That would be good if you went to a funeral home and they just said, how tall were they? 6'2". Oh, we have a 6'2" coffin that we just put people in and we take them out when we cremate them.
The 6'2's out at the moment. We've got a 5'10" if you can cut off his legs. No, because if you have the bottom half on, you can cut off as much as you want from down here.
If you're an open, yeah.
I want to be buried in a baby coffin, so it's like extra sad. It's just my head in a baby's coffin.
Just your head in a baby's coffin. The rest of your body's out.
No, on top, like the head from Art Attack.
Fuck's sake.
Guy Fawkes was cremated.
Is that a joke of some sort?
No.
All right.
He was, wasn't he?
Was he? I don't know.
That's why we got the bonfire.
What?
The bonfire. The 5th of November.
Yeah.
Bonfires used to chuck a dummy on it,
Right.
which used to be a representation of Guy Fawkes, didn't it?
Oh, is that why we do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because that's the day he tried to blow up Parliament.
I know that. But is that why we have bonfires and we put the guy on the bonfire?
Yeah.
They put him on a bonfire?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
I don't know.
Weird.
Did they put him on a bonfire? Because I have a feeling that his head was on a spike outside.
Yeah.
Did they put his body on it and leave his head on a spike?
This is the first time I've heard this.
When I was younger, they used to throw dummies onto the fire.
No, I remember this as well. Penny for a guy.
Yeah.
It's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like, people sat in the high street with like a made-up one.
Yeah, and then that would get burnt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all of this.
So why... He must have been cremated.
I just never knew why. I just always thought it was just a fucking weird tradition because we're British and we have many weird traditions.
Was Guy Fawkes
Cremated.
set on fire?
No, cremated.
Well, it kind of means the same thing.
Well, no, are you saying he got burnt alive?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Was Guy Fawkes... He became... He
He was executed. 100%.
I'm pretty sure he had his head cut off.
Yeah.
Because
Wasn't it in York as well?
I'm almost certain that he was one of the last heads that was left out on display before they stopped doing it.
Oh.
But then I'm almost certain about absolutely nothing else about this, so why would you believe that? But yeah, I don't even know. Do we celebrate it because he tried to do it, or do we celebrate it because they captured him?
Because it captured him.
Oh, fuck that. That's not why I celebrate it.
Yeah.
I celebrate it for the attempt.
Well, not because it was an act of terrorism.
Yeah, good terrorism, though.
Well, nowadays, that's what we think. Yeah. That's what everyone thinks. Everyone's like, yeah, someone probably should have blown up Parliament a long time ago.
He did pretty well. Like, didn't he have loads of...
he got far.
Like, he had barrels through the basement and stuff, didn't he? Which is pretty good going.
Yeah, like it was ready to go.
Yeah.
He just didn't get to...
Outrageous, isn't it? He was so close.
Yeah.
That would have been insane if that had happened in our history. Just
Do you think if it happened, though, it would have been seen as, just like another, like 9/11 kind of thing? Like, oh, remember when that happened? I suppose it's different because 9/11 was like just fucking innocent people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas when you're attacking, like, Parliament...
May are still,
but like you
to
said,
some degree, innocent people.
We celebrate... The tradition that we celebrate is because we caught the guy that tried to blow up Parliament.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Like, I think the people at the time were like... Well, obviously, some people agreed with him, obviously. That's why...
Yeah, he couldn't have worked on his own. Those barrels must have been heavy in that. There must have been
There was a whole group of them, yeah.
And he was just the face of
I
it.
think there was a name of them. Yeah.
What were they called? Did they have the Guy Fawkes masks on?
No.
What are they called? Vendetta masks. I didn't even know the Vendetta mask was Guy Fawkes.
Shut up, yes you did.
I didn't. That
How
was
did
a
you not know
recent
that?
thing that I found out. Because I was trying to search for it to do a painting.
But he says it. Like,
In what?
loads.
In V for Vendetta?
Yes. The whole thing is
don't
set
know, I ain't
around
seen
him. He talks about blowing up Parliament and 5th of November and everything.
I probably have seen it.
Talking about... Wait, you haven't seen it?
I think so. I don't know. I might have done.
What's going on?
A lot.
It's a great film. You should watch it. Change your life. You won't change your life.
I get that one mixed up with another film, and I can't remember what that one's called either, so...
Football Factory?
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like Football Factory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly like it.
Danny Dyer, Hugo Weaving. This is so easy to mix up.
What a great film that is.
One's about football, one's about blowing up Parliament. Like, how are they different?
It's pretty much the same thing to me.
Yeah.
Terrorists.
I haven't watched Football Factory since I was about 15.
Don't. Do you have a memory of it being good?
Yeah.
Then don't.
I have a memory of it being, like, all right. I prefer Green Street. But I have a memory of it being all right.
Green Street, though, had Frodo in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's his name. Elijah Wood.
Yeah, Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Which, it came out at the same kind of time as Lord of the Rings and that as well, didn't it?
No.
I thought it was around... Was it after?
Quite a bit after.
Because I remember thinking, what's Frodo doing there?
It was quite a bit after. It was probably one of the first things he did after.
That wasn't Frodo in.
Yeah. Because Lord of the Rings was 2001, 2, and 3.
They did them back-to-back years.
Yeah, mate.
That's good going.
Christmas every year.
That's insane.
Yeah, my Christmas when I was a kid was lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they released it for, it was like the first or second week of December.
How do they do that?
Every year.
That's a lot to do in a year.
Well, because they would film like one in advance, if that makes sense.
Oh, right. So they still took 2 years, but they were a year ahead of.
So like the Fellowship that came out, I think it's either 2000, 2001, 2002, or it's 2001, 2002, 2003. I'm pretty sure it's that. 2001, 2, and 3. I think it's that. Might be wrong. Fact check it.
Lord of the Rings fans will be furious at you not knowing that. Being that
I am a Lord of the Rings fan, so
as a LOTR. What do you call yourselves?
I just call myself a Lord of the Rings fan because I'm not a fucking loser.
Is there a name for it?
Probably, yeah.
Tolkien's.
Yeah, it'll be something like
that, yeah.
Tolkien's or Middle Earthers, something along those lines.
Middle Earthers sounds like they're in a really weird conspiracy.
Or something super... The Nazgul or something like that.
The Nazgul?
Yeah.
What's a Nazgul? Is that something in Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. It's the guys in the cloaks. The ones that go...
Oh, are they similar to the ones that are in Harry Potter? The Dementors. Are they called Dementors?
Yeah, they look similar, yeah. Well, they just look like a Grim Reaper. All of those things look like Grim Reapers.
Can you still say demented?
I don't know. We're not allowed to?
I don't know what demented means, but I remember saying it to people a lot when I was a kid. Let's find out if we can still say it. Can I still say demented?
Well, the internet's going to say no to everything. You're probably not allowed to say tacos anymore.
Fucking taco. Yeah, you can. Behaving wildly and irrationally.
There you go.
On account of anger, distress, or excitement. She was demented with worry.
Can you Google when Lord of the Rings came out? Just the first one.
Yeah. When did nerd shit LOTR film release?
Just fuck me. You've Googled this the longest possible way. You could have just put Lord of the Rings and then the first one would have been right there in front of you.
It's come up now. 10th of December 2001.
Yes.
Very nice.
2001, 2002, 2003.
It is 2001, 2002,
And it was the
2003.
first week of December as well.
Second week.
I did say first or second. So
I didn't hear that.
There you go.
First week, but 10th.
10th of December 2001. There you
You're
go.
a right fucking nerd.
That was like the highlight of my childhood.
Jesus, that's bleak. That's really bleak.
No, honestly, I was obsessed with Lord of the Rings. Genuinely. Nirvana and Lord of the Rings, right? They were my two obsessions as a child.
Just, yeah, they go together so well. They do, actually. There's loads of people that like both of those, isn't there?
Yeah.
I suppose it's because they're both broadly liked things.
Yeah. But by the underdog. I don't know. The alternative. I don't know what you want to call it.
The alternative
People. Yeah.
were enjoying Lord of the Rings.
What?
They were enjoying What?
Chavs weren't like, fucking Lord of the Rings is sick.
No, because they were busy doing cool shit.
Yeah, they were more like, oh, Fast and Furious is sick, which it is sick.
No, it's not shite.
The first one.
The first one's the best one.
I'm referencing the first one because that's how old I was.
The first one is the best one.
Anyway, we're going wild off topic.
Yes.
Lord of the Rings. First one, second one, third one. Yeah. And then, so 2001, 2002, 2003. Green Street, I think, is like 2006.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about
2007.
football hooliganism. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you know, I thought, after you said about my memory, I thought, I'm going to prove you wrong for the rest of this episode. I'm going to remember everything. I remembered a fucking thing the whole time.
Because your memory's shit.
It's good for stuff that I don't need it for.
I did know the week and year that Lord of the Rings was released, so
That's right, you did know just
I am
the year.
handing out knowledge.
That was easily attainable.
I could tell you the entire cast.
The same device that they're listening or watching this on right now could have told them that as well.
Yeah, but I'm telling them it.
Yeah, against their will, potentially. They may not even give a shit.
What can I tell them that they don't know about Lord of the Rings?
Probably a lot, because I think our audience is pretty cool, so...
Well, then they know everything, because Lord of the Rings is very cool.
Said no one.
Lord of the Rings is cool as fuck.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
There's not even a gun in it.
There's a crossbow. Crossbow's a gun.
Is it? It's a projectile, sure.
What makes
It's not a projectile.
What makes a gun
a
a
projectile
gun?
is what fires out of it. This is fucking dumb.
What makes a gun, Kier?
Do you know, at one point I thought about every time we got something wrong on the video, I'd edit it and then put the correction underneath it.
Yeah.
And then I gave up in the first time. I was like, fuck this.
How many was there?
I think by like 6, I was like, this is not happening. This is taking the piss here. Because I get curious. When I'm editing it, I then go, oh, it'd be cool to...
Every time I watch them back,
know.
I do sometimes think, oh, it would be good if you just popped the correct thing up because I know I got that wrong.
Yeah. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah, there's other times I watch it back and I then tell myself at that time, I go, I was meant to say that.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't remember it.
My favourite sometimes when I'm editing it is I'll come up with a line, like I'll be listening to it, and then I'll want to say something as if I was in the conversation still, and then me, but smaller on the screen, says the same thing. And I go, oh, that's cool. I'm consistent in the thing that I would want to say there.
Yeah.
And then other times I'm like, oh, I could have explained that a lot better, and now I look terrible at the end of that. It's a lot of hours watching and analysing my own behaviours, which I'm not supposed to do.
Why?
When I'm not just me, as humans in general.
That's what that sounded like.
Yeah, I'm not. I've been
The court
doctor
said I
recommended.
shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah. They said I need to stop self-evaluating. That's the word I called it anyway.
Why?
And now I'm not allowed near schools. Because it's not natural, is it? You're not supposed to see yourself moving and behaving and doing the things that you do. It's weird.
I don't think it is. I think a lot of people do that to progress in any way, shape, or form.
No, but for our dumb monkey brains, that they weren't like made or evolved. Fuck me, this is great. Good stuff. Good stuff. They weren't designed to watch ourselves. There's no way in nature to watch yourself later.
Yeah, lit. I was about to say mirrors, but yeah. I know.
Yeah, unless like a river has like a lag on it or something. I don't know.
It's flowing upstream. You know what I mean?
If it's floating upstream and you run downstream, I think that's
Yeah,
there is some sort of thing. Yeah, well, I think you may cross over into another. I don't think it's a good thing to look at yourself that much. You're right there. A really good one. It's good stuff.
Why?
I don't know. It doesn't feel great to do.
Really?
Yeah, like I know how often I touch my hat.
I love watching myself back.
That's gross. Do you wank in front of a mirror?
No, I don't love it. No.
Oh, I love you. Me, but you in the...
You slash me.
Oh, now all I can think about is you just sat in front of a mirror, just being horrible to yourself. Oh yeah, take that, you little bitch. Oh, you like that, don't you? Oh. Spitting in the air and catching it in your own mouth.
I don't do that. Not once.
Yeah, that's what I would say as well.
Yeah.
If I was putting it online, I would definitely pretend that I hadn't.
Never once have I done that.
Anything similar?
Nothing similar at all.
This isn't sounding more convincing.
Let me try again. I have never once wanked in front of a mirror, Kier. Never.
Have you ever been wanking and then caught yourself in a mirror?
Obviously.
You just get a little glimpse, just go, oh, you are a pathetic piece of shit, aren't you? All red in the face and sweating on your own, just crunched over. You take a glance in the mirror and just go, what am I doing? Even worse would be like you just come and then now you come. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Why am I out of breath?
Isn't wanking just gross? It is gross, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. It's quite funny. Like, if I went to the zoo and there was a monkey just sat there wanking.
No, it's funny, and like, obviously, I fucking love it. It's great. but isn't it just gross? Like, you've nailed it. Just if you could see yourself, it's just like, oh,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
It's not a proud moment.
And I'm just gonna put it out there. I think it's different for women. I think
Yeah, but it's also portrayed different.
my brain instantly then started to go a bit political and was like, women are trying to like, say that masturbation's like, oh, it's cool, it's fine, and women should all masturbate, which is obviously that is true.
Yeah, why not? Knock yourself out.
But I do think it's different for women.
Yeah.
Like, women masturbating is, I don't know, it's just...
It's because the perception you have in your head, right, is if it was like a film and they're like, oh, yeah.
No, but
It's all gentle and soft and there's candles lit and Barry White
Well,
going,
yeah.
"Ooh, baby.
I even think like an aggressive masturbation for a woman is way more... Maybe it's just because I'm straight.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, no, it's
I
not.
was going on this roller coaster and I was like, it's because I'm straight.
It's not right, because how many pornos are there where it starts with the guy wanking on his own and then the girl goes, oh, I've just caught you doing that. Definitely going to join in.
Yeah, but how much gay porn starts with a guy wanking on his own?
Oh, probably loads.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the videos are just a guy wanking on his own.
That's what I'm saying. It's because it's straight.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
But I do still stand by that. My sexual taste aside, I still think women masturbating is way more nice looking than men.
It's more like sensual and...
I think it's just the movements. Because, like, here's a so obviously you can wank like this, like, and a woman could wank like exactly the same. They're both gross, but a woman masturbating, nicely, like, like, looks a lot better than. It's gross,
It just looks
isn't it?
sex offender straight away,
Yeah, that's my point. If you aggressively masturbate, it's gross on all board.
Yeah.
But if you nicely masturbate,
It's somehow worse.
it's So it's like whichever if you're going like it's gross, and then if you just have a nice one, it's a bit. It's just, and then if you're like.
Like if I walked in...
Which is most of the time, by the way.
You grunt.
Do you not?
No, I'm like a fucking ninja.
I am pretty quiet.
I just hold my breath.
Because you're in a house with 4 women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do this super quiet.
But it's so different, right? Because if like I walked in and you were wanking,
Yeah.
I don't know why this would be happening.
Yeah. But let's
'Cause you're a pretty organised guy.
roll down that road.
If I walked in and then you were just like going to town, I'd be like, well, that makes sense. That is how you do it. That is the method. But if I walked in, and you went, oh, hey, you're right. Just sort of gently. I don't know why you start talking to me.
Rotating it.
Get out! Give me another minute. Like, yeah.
Why would I say, hey, you alright?
Well, you said it to that old man.
I said, you alright, mate?
Oh, sorry. You all right, mate? I don't know what this is either.
That's the weirdest wank ever.
Just pointing at things.
Just wrist rotation.
Just letting it marinate. Getting it ready for the main event.
So which one would be worse?
I think the slow, sensual one with the hello mate on it.
Okay, right, but ignore the hello, mate. Imagine I couldn't see you.
And I walk in, right? I probably just see your back. You're probably like this, wouldn't you? Just sort of.
No, like, no, let's, I don't know, let's imagine.
You want me to see some peen?
Like, perfect. So imagine that's the door, and I'm like that.
Yeah.
I can't see the door, but I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm just
You're just gently stroking away.
doing that.
Yeah. Why are you actually looking at porn?
Gently, and it's just always there.
Oh.
What's worse, gently and sensual, or
I don't. Neither are great.
what's worse? Picture it. I'll help again.
I think the slow sensual one is because the slow sensual almost implies that I can't tell people this happened.
What?
Because if you're just furiously tugging away, that's obviously hilarious.
Yeah.
But if you're treating yourself real nice, it's kind of weird.
Yourself real nice.
It just makes it weirder.
It does, yeah.
Oh, he's really being nice to himself right now.
Is it just weird because we both very clearly must furiously masturbate?
Well, it's the most effective method, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I'm not there to have a good time. I want to get it done quick.
Not there to have a good time.
You just need to get it done and out of the way, don't you, before you can do like a task.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes you just got a bit of a foggy head and you're like, oh, I know what I could do here. This birthday's boring the shit out of me. I'm going to go nip off. I'll be back in 40 seconds, sweaty and out of breath. You ready to blow out your candles? Give me a minute. Just pant my candles out. Still slightly hard. Sorry, Grandma.
Fuck's sake.
What's that in your pocket, Karen? I don't know what film she's from.
Is Grandma Irish?
What's that in your pocket? I don't know what voice that's from.
Sounds Irish.
It was like one of those 50s films where they all speak in an accent that no one's ever heard before.
What?
The Transatlantic. We spoke about it before. They speak in an accent that's half American, half English. They started doing it for a bit to see if it would be better.
I have a vague recollection of this. I don't remember what it sounds like.
It sounds somewhere between American and English. English.
So what's worse?
Yeah, what do you think's worse?
Yeah, I think I agree. I think the sensual, slow...
It just makes it seem like it needs to be private straight away. Like, oh, I can't
Yeah.
tell people about this. Whereas if you're fucking smashing like a gibbon, like, I'm going to tell everyone. Yeah, like big looping arms. Like you're that guy trying to find some stability in mud, just fucking...
Yeah.
just jabbing away at it. Do you reckon he got demoted from reverend to like groundskeeper and now he digs the holes for the burials? Just softening up this ground real nice here.
He was just getting ready for the next one, yeah.
He puts his pole down, his hand's just still doing that. And then he's just sensually masturbating in the church.
God.
The Holy Spirit took over me.
Probably gonna have to cut that.
No way! I have exercised my balls.
100% gonna have to cut that. We're literally right at the end as well.
An old man wanking is well funnier.
An old man wanking. The guy that was at Rachine's funeral, maybe not.
He's got a bad hip, so he would struggle. He can't like thrust into his hand.
How often do you thrust into your hand?
Oh yeah, fuck your hand or something. That's the weirdest one. If I walked in and you just stood there.
That is the weirdest one. I was like, that would win.
Oh, we're not going to do better than that, so we may as well end it here as well.
Fuck.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy wanking.
Bye.